guys, today I'm going to be testing the MAC foundation, which is the Studio Fix Fluid by MAC. I previously tested this foundation in my testing MAC routine, however I didn't really get along with it, but everyone seems to be raving about this product, so I'm going to try it again and just base a whole video on it, and you're going to see from before I do my whole makeup, just the foundation, when I've done it, and all the way until night when I go to bed, so you can see how long it lasts and if it says what it actually is supposed to do. I thought I'd test this product because it is quite expensive, it is a high-end product, so if you really like the results that it did on me, you can know to go and try it out for yourself, but if you don't really like how it turned out and think I can offer better alternatives, then you know not to waste your money. But I still have high hopes for this product because everyone's been raving about it, so hopefully this time it looks really good. Okay, so some information on the product, I've got it up on my phone, and here is the foundation that I'm testing. So it retails at £23.50 on the official MAC website. It says a modern foundation that combines a natural matte finish and medium to full buildable coverage with the boredom spectrum, UVA, UVB, SPF 15 protection. It says it applies, builds and blends easily and evenly, comfortable and long wearing. It helps minimise the appearance of pores and imperfection, giving skin a smoother, more flawless look and finish. It says it's long wearing, up to 8 hours. We will test that. Offers broad spectrum, blah blah blah, PS 15. Refined skin, provides comfortable all day oil control, oil free, sweat and humidity resistant for all skin types. It says apply to skin using a sponge or foundation blush, blend with fingers, sponge or brush, doesn't matter. So testing all of that, I did this side with a brush, this side with a sponge, which you're going to see in a moment to see which and how they apply differently and what the application looks like after I've done it. Okay, so I've zoomed you in nice and close so you can see both sides. At the minute obviously I've got nothing on, I've just moisturised. I'm not going to use any primer at all because if it works with a primer or not, I don't want you to have to buy the same primer if you like the results of it. So I'm just going to leave the foundation to completely stand on its own, and we're going to test if it looks good on its own. But for the price, the brand name and what it's as a foundation, it should be living up to be able to stay on its own with or without a primer. So we're going to test solely the foundation, see how much it lasts and see how good it is. So on this half of my face I'm going to use a brush, and on this side I'm going to use a beauty blender, so we can first test the application of it. This is the brush side first. I'm just going to dip it straight in and start applying it. I'm already noticing that I need quite a lot. It's already quite patchy. I'm going to zoom you in a minute after I've finished applying both sides, but I need more product already. I've already used that, and I don't particularly want really full coverage. I wouldn't say I have bad skin at all, and it looks quite like cakey. It needs more product just to kind of even it out. I don't know if that's me not buffing it in enough, but I'm just going to apply a little bit more and buff it in more and see what it looks like. Okay, now I've buffed it in a lot more, it looks a lot more even. I quite like this effect it has on my cheek. It looks really smooth. It's a little bit bumpy on my forehead, but I have got a couple of spots around there, so that could be why. It's not the best coverage, as you can still see the pinky tones of the spots, and they're not even that bad spots, but all my clear skin looks very smooth from this foundation. I am going to zoom you in a minute so you can see what I'm on about. But I'm now going to start the beauty blender side, and I'm going to use the exact same amount of foundation as I did on this side, Okay, so zooming you in even closer, I'm not sure how much the camera's actually picking up. I will talk you through what I can actually see. So this is the brush side. It does look very smooth now. I've used it. You can still see in both sides the pinky tones of the spot, more so on the Beauty Blender side. It looks a lot more natural. It's a nice finish. It's not my favourite. I've definitely got a few more favourite foundations. Definitely prefer the brush side. I think it obviously didn't absorb as much product as the Beauty Blender side does. However, I don't know, I'm just not really impressed with the coverage of this foundation. I don't think it's that good. I think on my clear skin it looks fantastic. It looks so smooth, but where you can see on my spots, you can still see them. I don't know how well the camera's picking that up, but in my opinion, so far of just application, I definitely prefer a brush. It looks a lot smoother, looks great on clear skin, looks very smooth. However, definitely on either side, not enough coverage for if you've got any redness problems or issues or spots, you'd need a very strong concealer to try and cover them up. But I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup and we will see if it looks any better and if it actually lasts. If it lasts, this is definitely a good product, but we'll see. I'm also going to take a picture in flash photography so you can see what the foundation looks like when it stands alone. Okay, so I've just done the rest of my makeup. I will list all of the face products I put on, so you know it's a fair test on what I've actually used. I've used basically what I did for my everyday makeup routine, just the same powder and bronzer and highlighter and everything I'd normally use on every single foundation, so it's a fair test. Now I've done the rest of my makeup, you definitely can't see my spots or anything anymore. Definitely like how it's looking at the minute. It doesn't look too cakey anymore and it looks quite flawless, to be honest. Okay, so this is the foundation about 4 hours later now. I'm just going to zoom you in so you can see it all. It's basically fine apart from my nose is starting to separate on top. Okay, so now I'm going to actually review the foundation because I've tested it yesterday, hence why I'm wearing a complete different nail colour and an outfit. Not like I just change on the regular, not like I just do this and change. But seriously, on to the review. I'm going to be talking about what it says on their website and what it actually says the foundation is supposed to do, and talk about if I've actually think it's done it, if it's worth the money, and etc. This foundation I am not currently wearing, but I tested it all yesterday. I tested it for quite a long time actually, from about 12 till about 10, so 10 hours, and the foundation says it's supposed to last for on average 8 hours. See, it's a bit controversial because I think it did last the 8 hours all around my face. However, on my nose you could see in one of the clips it's separated quite a bit. In terms of being long wearing, I don't think it's long wearing at all. I definitely have better foundations that last a lot longer. However, it says up to 8 hours, which it did, apart from on my nose, so it did last up to the 8 hours. It said medium to full coverage, which I agree, probably medium. It says buildable coverage. If I was building it up, it got very cakey and really attached to my dry and like textured areas near like my spot bit there. I wouldn't say it was full coverage because you could still see the reddy pinky tones from the spots coming up underneath and all the texture of it clung to. However, on smooth skin like my cheek area, around my chin, all that, it looked flawless, to be honest, but it really clung to dry textured areas and didn't really cover colour, I'd say, like the redness of the spots and stuff. It says for all skin types, and again I don't really agree with this because I have normal to probably dry skin around my nose area and stuff, and like I said, it clinged to that, so I don't really agree with that because it doesn't go very well on texture. But where I had normal skin, it definitely looked good. In terms of application, I definitely think it looked a lot better when I did it with the brush, although it did take a little bit of work, a bit more normal than my other foundations. I know this sounds like I'm being really negative, but I just want to be really honest with you guys. I didn't hate the foundation, I just think I have better ones for cheaper money, because this retails at £23.50, and honestly I wouldn't buy this again. I think there's a lot better foundations on the market. However, I wouldn't rule it out completely. Like, It's a good foundation, it's just not the best I've tried. If you have this foundation or thinking of trying it, or you've got any pictures of you wearing it or whether, tag me on Instagram. This is my name here, and we can probably test this and discuss this further and see. It might look completely different on you. It just personally didn't work for me, but it's something that worked really well on you, then share with everyone else so they know if it worked for you or not. Let's give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to check out my giveaway, and I'll see you next week.